Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we got a lot, and I mean a lot to go over. So Kim Kardashian recently did a podcast and she really opened up about, when she was married to Kanye, whether Kanye is seeing his children. Dude, like I said, there's just a lot. Before we wrap up the video, you guys know the rules. You see the like button, and you hit the like button. That's it. You forget the like button after that. The thing is, on my channel, dislikes don't exist. I don't know why. I'm one of the only YouTube channels that doesn't have a dislike. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. If you're new, subscribe, notifications on. Without further ado, let's dive. Pretty much a deep dive into things. People.com reports. Kim Kardashian is opening up about her romantic life since her divorce from Kanye. She was just on the brand new Call Her Daddy podcast where she discussed the toxic side of her relationship with Ye. She says, I do have a problem of only remembering the good. She admitted about past relationships. I'm a really forgiving person, but I really haven't dated like that to have these kinds of toxic relationships since I've been divorced. She added that with age, she has become more level-headed in relationships, explaining, I think when you get older, you just don't tolerate that stuff. You don't have time. Later in the episode, Kim went more into depth about, Kanye saying, people can say that there was signs and maybe I didn't or wasn't paying attention to them. She admitted, and I think when someone has their first mental break, you want to be super supportive and you want to help figure that out. And you want to really get into that with them and be there for them. She added that Kanye wasn't willing to make changes that she thought would be super healthy and beneficial. She says it makes it really hard to continue on a relationship that can be toxic. When you have kids, it's definitely harder to leave than it is to stay, and it changes everyone's life forever. Once my mental health starts to get affected and then I can't parent the way that I need to and I can't be present and focused, then there's gotta be one of us that can. She explained, and I had to save myself in order to be a better mom for everyone, and I think when everyone's older, they'll be able to understand and see that all. Allegedly, daughter Northwest has urged Kim to find love again, saying, you need to have a boyfriend now. She just said to me the other day, Mom, you've got to get remarried. You're getting way too old and no one is going to deal with this. And I was just like, what? She says it to me all the time. Northwest is standing on business. She's like, yo, Kim, you better get back on that saddle. Because, as you get older, once you fall off that saddle, you might break a hip and that's it forever. I don't know why I just referenced any of this to bull riding or riding a horse. I don't know. It says, looking back on her marriage, Kardashian doesn't regret her time spent with West, saying an over a decade relationship with 4 beautiful children is not a failure. Kim Kardashian, I guess, also cited the musician publicly speaking out against her mother, Kris Jenner, and her sisters, as well as her lack of safety and West's erratic financial decision. She says, just not feeling safe, not even physically, just maybe emotionally or even, financially, she explained. I would come home and we had 5 Lamborghinis and I'd come home and they'd all be gone if he was in an episode. And I'd be like, oh wait, where's all our cars? My new car. And it would be oh, he gave them away to all of his friends. That's not funny. Kim Kardashian also noted, I didn't know what you're gonna get when you wake up. And that's a really unsettling feeling. So allegedly when Kanye West would be in an episode or whatever, he would just be like, hey, everyone take a Lamborghini home. Now I understand from Kim's perspective. It's what the is it going on? But I'm just saying, I wish I was one of Kanye's friends. Well, in other news, Page 6 reports Kim Kardashian claims ex-husband Kanye West hasn't called their kids in a couple of months. Kim goes on to say that it's probably been a couple of months since we've heard from him, talking about Kanye, calling the kids or whatever. According to Kardashian, she and her kids manage it really well, especially since the brood always knew that West had a big life traveling before and was always on tour and that he lives in different countries all the time. She explained that her job as their mom is to make sure they're healthy and happy and that they stick to their routine. She noted that she raises the kids full time and that, you know, co-parenting with Ye is allegedly not easy and yada yada yada. Holy smokes. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really shocked that Kim did this podcast and just opened up like this. Like, usually Kim is very quiet, bro. Like, when there's controversial things, she doesn't really weigh in. She's always getting canceled for something dumb, and she never really like talks about it. But so I'm shocked. Kim Kardashian standing on business.
It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
Well, you guys remember when Kim dated Pete, right? Well, here's a new report. Rollingout.com reports in a candid conversation that has reignited discussions about celebrity relationships and boundaries. Kim Kardashian addressed the lingering impact of her former marriage on her ability to move forward romantically. She allegedly addressed Ye's 2022 music video for Easy, which featured, you know, disturbing imagery targeting Pete Davidson. Kim Kardashian allegedly says that, you know, it made her feel really sad, and the situation struck her as fundamentally unjust towards someone who had entered her life during a vulnerable period. She characterized Davidson as a great man who maintained composure despite the circumstances, telling her not to worry and that everything would be fine, or at least presenting that facade. She admitted that potential partners have expressed reluctance about dealing with her ex-husband's unpredictable behavior, leading some promising connections to dissolve before they fully developed. Kardashian allegedly described scenarios where she would grow close to someone only to have them express hesitation about navigating the complications her previous marriage might bring. While acknowledging the frustration this pattern has caused, she maintained an optimistic perspective that the right person would not be deterred by these challenges. Yo, that's kind of crazy. It's like, I gotta find the right man that can put up with Kanye, you know what I'm saying?
Kim Kardashian, you telling me you ain't think she was corny 10 years ago? Twigs.
And the crazy thing is, ladies and gentlemen, there's even more reports, but that's all I'm going to go over, okay? I'm sure a lot of you guys have also seen the podcast or seen clips, so I also don't want to, you know, annoy you too much. It's bad enough we don't have people subscribing left and right around here. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you did enjoy this video, though. Lots of reports, man. Lots and lots of reports. If you guys did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you made it this far, that means you guys just listened to me read like 17 chapters of a book that's never ending. Welcome to the show. And let's comment right now. We need the 18th chapter, Mitchell. That's how I know you guys made it this far. Man, when it comes to Kim, I really hope she does find true love. I do. I think she deserves it. She seems like a great mother, man. You can tell she does a lot for her kids, and I think she deserves happiness. I do want her to find somebody. I mean, Kanye West is happy now. He's with Bianca. The man's married or something. Like, he's happy. You know, it's Kim's turn. And now that he's with Bianca, I really don't think he will do what he did when she was with Pete, right? Because when she was with Pete, he wasn't with Bianca yet, and he was just going off. But now that he's happy with Bianca, I think he'd leave Kim and her love life alone. My opinion, I don't know. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and that's that.